Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Otafest podcast. I'm Jay, and I've got Nancy and Angelo with me today.
I'm Jay.
I'm Angelo.
Should we really do that joke 2 weeks in a row?
I don't know.
Technically, we've
Up
done
to
it in
you.
like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, but that's okay. Everyone loves a good callback. Before we move on too quickly today, just have an announcement. Announcing our first live in-person event. It's the Otafest Pocket Rainbow Cardboard Gundam Cosplay Build Along.
Oh my god.
In support of Calgary Pride and Alberta Culture Days, join us for an afternoon of fun as we fashion giant robot cosplays out of nothing but cardboard, hot glue, duct tape, and hopes and dreams. Don't believe in yourself? Believe in the me that believes in you. Wait, that's the wrong giant robot series. This event is by donation. A donation box will be at the door, but otherwise it's free to attend. Mask and other social distancing measures will be followed. Due to physical distancing regulations, we are able to accommodate a maximum of 49 participants on a first-come, first-served basis. For additional details, check out facebook.com/otafest and click on the events button. We'll see you on September 5th.
Yay!
Nice.
First try!
First try.
I'm keeping that part in. I'm just gonna yell first try. It's weird to say that, it's our first in-person event that we're hosting, but
For the whole year.
yeah,
Yeah, holy cow.
but we're just trying to get some people in the community to come out and join us for some haphazard cosplay fun.
I sincerely hope there are no mishaps with the hot glue gun.
Yeah, hot
Look,
glue with this, that sounds like a bad idea.
If you're a
personally.
cosplayer,
But
hot glue is like the least of your problems.
That's
When you're
fair, I guess.
Yeah,
I've heard
I've
so many
known
stories of like a
multiple
sewing
friends
machine.
to sew themselves in.
Yeah, like a sewing machine like exploding and the needle just like doing that thing that you would see in animes where it would just be like it just like grazes their cheek and like a small
Dio
trickle of
literally has a scar on her shoulder from that.
There you go.
Wait, hold on. Exploding sewing machines are a thing?
Needles specifically.
Yeah, they
The thing is, like,
overtense essentially, and they like pop.
they can bind up in the fabric, they
Yeah.
can bend,
Mhm.
and then when they break, the sharp needle part can go flying across the room.
Oh my god, I had no
Which
idea.
is why
I just
when
borrowed
you
my
use a
mom's
sewing
sewing
machine-
machine.
Use safety goggles.
Hey man,
Oh, God.
cosplay. It's blood, sweat, and tears. So
Literally.
Yeah,
hot glue is
all
just
of those.
it's pretty simple, it's nothing.
Damn.
But
All
yeah,
right, warning
uh,
taken.
yeah. Well, I believe we're hosting this at the Telus Convention Center.
Oh, nice. Jay, was it you that I hosted Cardboard Gundams with like 5 years ago or 7 years ago? I can't even remember.
Probably legit like 8 years ago.
Wow.
But I feel like this is
That was great though.
right. It
We
was
only
fun.
ever did it the once.
Yeah, we mostly had duct tape, not really hot glue.
Fuck no hot glue.
Yeah.
Well,
It
like,
was good.
just where do you plug it in a crowded room?
Right.
It's fucking hot glue. Can you really trust weebs with hot glue?
Again, we trust them with sewing
Cosplayers are
needles.
one thing, but
Yeah.
Still, I learned today that sewing machine needles can explode. Now I'm
Yeah.
I'm side-eyeing my mom's sewing machine like right now, and I'm like, are you gonna damage me like between now and next week?
only if you use it.
It's true.
I mean, that's the intent.
Don't
That's
give
why
it
I
the
borrowed
power.
it. I didn't know it was gonna be such a hazard.
What are you making?
I just wanted to fix up a couple things, you know?
Oh.
Like
Oh.
I
I
don't
was
want
hoping
to
for,
have
like,
to bring stuff to a tailor and do
making
stuff
a
and
making a COVID cosplay or something. Um, Speaking of which,
Good
I'm pretty sure
lord.
people could just also come around and cosplay while they're, chilling, hanging out. That would be nice.
Cosplay while you make a cosplay.
Exactly. One of my actually, I will say that even though Angelo and I don't run an Iron Cosplay panel anymore, I believe some of our staff still do. I think Linda runs one right now, and it's honestly one of my favorite panels because it exhibits a
They're
lot of
so
creativity.
interesting.
It exhibits just a lot of wild energy, chaotic energy that I always like crave, and I like seeing it. Teamwork, like honestly, a lot of good things, and I've never seen people have a bad time because everyone's really supportive. You make like maybe the whole costume isn't like the most amazing thing that comes out because it's never like the most amazing, but usually you'll always see somebody with like an amazing prop gun or like some cool sets of wings or a helmet or some armor piece. So I'm like always about that.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, aside from that now, uh, some of the stuff that I wanted to get into this week, uh, the biggest thing that showed up for some reason on my news feed was, and I've never played Fortnite, but it was about Fortnite. And basically, if Fortnite's one of the biggest games out there, it's hosted on the Epic Games platform, and Epic Games is owned by Tencent, and Tencent also owns Riot. So basically, it's a huge thing. And what
It's
they're
very
trying to
big.
do, yeah, if you weren't aware, was that they're basically taking,
Have you heard of Fortnite? Small indie game.
yeah, well, at one point, I feel like,
It was never small.
I guess
It
so,
didn't really explode until they added the battle royale mode, but
yeah. Um, but with Fortnite, just they're trying to circumvent the app stores, both like Google on Android and Apple iOS app stores, by making like the transaction parts for microtransactions direct pay, as opposed to essentially buying a credit system through Apple or Google, and then usually they take, it's a standard in the industry, like
yeah.
30%, and they're trying to save, like their marketing is save 20% on your purchase by buying directly from us, so they get 10% extra, like they as in Fortnite gets 10%
Epic.
more than normal, right? And then the user saves 20% on the purchase price. But if you want to be on the App Store, you need to play by their rules. Like, and people are like will call like Google or Apple like greedy and stuff. That's a lot of the arguments I'm seeing. I don't really understand it because here's the thing. Fortnite is also going to challenge Apple and
Oh,
Google.
they're already being sued.
Yeah, they're
Epic is
like
suing
Fortnite
Apple
thinks
and
it's
Google.
an injustice to them that they can't just essentially build the loader that they can implement into the user device, and then just be like, hey, just buy stuff straight from us. That's the whole point of the
Yeah.
App Store for the phone ecosystem.
Mhm.
And
And from a security standpoint, that's not cool either. Like,
no,
uh, Apple is known historically for being pretty tight about control over their ecosystem. And one of the biggest reasons lately has been security. You don't want to
hmm,
allow third party payment processors because you have no idea where that's going to take your users.
exactly. And while you can't really argue the same with Google, because you can always, like, you're supposed to be able to sideload stuff. Um, it's
In
just
the yeah,
I just
in
don't see where Fortnite has a leg to stand on in this
as
argument.
far as that goes, like they have a much stronger leg to stand on with Apple because as far as Apple goes, they do effectively have a monopoly for their devices. You cannot sideload an app on the Apple App Store unless you go through jailbreaking, which voids your warranty.
Exactly.
With Android products, Fortnite really doesn't have a leg to stand on there as much. The average person has no idea how to sideload an app or if it's even possible, but it
Yeah,
has been
most
something you can
people I
do.
know wouldn't.
And in
Hmm.
fact, when Fortnite was launched on Android, that's what you had to do because they didn't want Google to be taking 30% of their cuts from in app purchases.
Right.
Uh, One of the other things is Netflix, for example. You can't actually subscribe to Netflix through the app, or at the very
Really?
least, for a long time, you couldn't, for the
Well,
exact
yeah, yeah.
same
For the
reason.
sake of argument, we'll
Because
say
if
right
you
now that you still
subscribed
can't.
through the app, Apple or Google would get 30% of that recurring subscription.
Right.
Whereas if you subscribe on your desktop or through a browser, well, then you don't, and then you just log into your same old Netflix account on the app.
Hmm.
For a while, I think it was Apple was actually blocking Netflix because of that, or they were threatening Netflix because of that. It was kind of a big deal. Uh, if we want to go for other analogs, like let's compare it to Steam. Steam's
Mhm.
kind of the same way. When you buy a game or something on Steam,
Hmm.
30% of the purchase price goes to Valve.
Yep.
The one exception is that Valve will negotiate with high volume like AAA studios
Hmm.
to change the deal. So like EA or Activision doesn't put stuff on Steam, but
No.
like EA for example, they might only be spending 10 or 20% to Valve.
Yep.
Or it
Because they
might
can,
just be up
because
to
it'll be
a
between them and
limit, for
Epic, right?
example.
Yeah, and
Because Valve already
exclusivity is a
knows they're going
thing
to make a
too.
ton of money.
That's true too. But yeah,
Whereas
like I
if
don't
I went and
really.
put a game on Steam, Valve is like, okay, we're going to make maybe $100 off you. We're taking 30%.
Yeah, like again, it's just like the idea, like the arguments I've seen online between the two. It's like, well, like Apple or Google is being greedy, or Fortnite's being greedy. It's like it doesn't matter. They're both huge companies. Or all three parties involved are huge companies. It is involving the money. It's the consumer's money in the first place. Um, if you really
For the
want to
amount of
support,
money that's changing hands, Google and Apple should be open to negotiation.
yeah, but at the
The
same
fact that they're
time,
not
that
open to negotiation
it has nothing
says
to do
that
with that, because at the end of the day, you signed on. Like it's not like Fortnite is a new player to this game. They literally knew what they signed up for. They signed up for this contract, again, a fairly standard contract. It sucks, but you didn't negotiate when you first signed it. Why are you trying to get out of it now? You're in shit,
like those
not the other way
deals,
around.
they were public before they even started. So it's like they knew going into the App Store or going into mobile that that's what they were going to be looking at.
But
So it's not like they were surprised by anything. Like
I don't, like I said, I don't play
at the same
Fortnite. I
time, I
don't think
feel
any of
like
us actually play
Apple and
Fortnite.
Google can negotiate it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us play Fortnite, but maybe I'm wrong here. Can you not just log onto your computer, buy the like microtransaction credit, and then not that doesn't transfer to like your Fortnite mobile account either? Do you think they're actually
I
separate?
don't know.
I
Because
don't think they're cross-platform. I'm
that
not
that's
sure.
if that's true, that's so like
If the
It's a
I
cash
iffy.
would be
grab.
That's
surprised
so
if the
icky to
account
me.
wasn't cross-platform, but like games that makes sense.
But
Hmm.
that's so
So it would
no.
all really
That's that.
depend on if it's cross-platform or not.
I think that's pretty disgusting if it's not. Like I would be pretty upset if it wasn't because I'm like I'm already giving you my money. Why am I giving you my money twice for let's say the same whatever transaction that I'm buying some skin or something that I bought once on desktop? Why am I paying it again to buy it here
I
on
That
mobile?
sounds
mean,
suspiciously similar to the Disney argument too. It's like I've bought this on VHS before, and now I have to pay for it on DVD and then again on Blu-ray if I want them.
Sure.
the same thing happens on consoles though. Just because you buy one game on one console, you still have to buy it for the other console if you have both and want to play it on both.
Yeah.
But
No,
Yep.
but that's
no,
not.
I actually do agree with you, Jay.
Yeah, if
Uh,
you have if
if
I would argue
Epic
if
was doing
the
things
difference here
right,
is that
you
you
would have
have
like
a
a
same
Fortnite
account.
account.
Yeah, if you have the same account, you should not be forced to buy on a separate platform if
Platform.
the account is the same.
I
Especially when
agree.
everything you buy is just cosmetics.
Yeah, but again, I'm not gonna. I don't want to get too deep into that because I don't have enough information on that. I don't think either of us really do between Fortnite
Yeah, I don't play
Mobile and not.
Fortnite.
I don't play
Um,
it, so I can't tell you.
there is.
I only play good games like Two Who and Solitaire.
Mhm. On the other hand, I mean, like as a sort of differing business practice, you can always, if you're like a fan of CD Projekt Red, you can just go through GOG and buy the games from GOG because they're DRM free and they also the money goes directly to the CD Projekt Red team for like if you're buying the Witcher
Mhm.
game or you're buying like the Cyberpunk game or something like that. So
Mhm.
I kind of I don't know. I'm all about best business practices for the consumer, and
Yeah.
none of this fiasco sounds good. I just don't. Again, I don't understand where Fortnite has a leg to stand on in this argument. It just doesn't make any much sense to me in that respect.
How expensive are Fortnite microtransaction-y skin things?
I couldn't say, but I have to believe, they're way cheaper than goddamn Valorant gun skins.
Uh-oh.
Oh
That's
my
probably true.
fucking god. Uh, so like, I play Valorant. Dio plays Valorant. It's fun. It's basically Counter Strike with waifus. Uh, and I for one really like the game's aesthetic. Uh, and as far as character skins, they don't have any of those yet. Right now, it's mostly gun skins. just like Counter Strike.
Hmm.
One thing though, and to be fair, I'm very glad that they don't have loot boxes. When you buy something on Valorant, you know exactly what you're buying. You are spending. You know exactly what you're. Well, they abstract it with like riot points or whatever,
Oh
but
no.
you know what you're effectively spending. Uh, and so you get what you pay for. My only issue, you pay so goddamn much.
Yeah, it's
So
ridiculous.
much
I'm waiting
for
for
a
actual
skin pack.
numbers here.
So let's put this into perspective. There's like a couple different tiers of skin packs. Some are just like regular skins. Some have like special effects that you can unlock on them, and then some are just like, oh, really awesome high tier dragon skins that look like living, breathing dragons, but they shoot bullets out of them. Uh,
What?
these numbers are all going to be in Canadian numbers, so any of our U.S. listeners, just subtract 30%. Uh, Dio has bought in two skin packs so far. One was for like the low tier basic skins, and it was
Hmm.
$70 Canadian.
Oof.
That's more than I would spend on like a AAA game.
Yep.
The other
Ugh.
pack, so she bought the Prism skins for people who actually play, and then she bought the Oni skin pack, which were really good. The really good looking skins. 100 goddamn dollar dues
Oh
And
gosh.
look, here's the thing.
for
Valorant is a free
cosmetics.
game. Like by all means,
Yes,
Valorant is a free game to play. You don't lose or gain any competitive
competitive
edge.
advantage.
Functionality.
Yeah, there's no advantage by buying these skins, but these are not microtransactions. These are macro transactions. These are I
Yep.
can buy many other full-fledged games for
The
these
dragon
monies.
skin pack that I was mentioning, that
Mhm.
one cost effectively $130 or $140 Canadian, something like that,
That
for
hurts.
Yeah.
cosmetics. And the
That
dragon ones didn't
hurts.
even look that good.
And I mean the math
Oh.
there is pretty simple. That's just $100 USD. The hell are you
Yeah,
doing with that?
Jesus, like
Not putting
it's
it into
not
your mortgage.
microtransaction. It is literally you're bought paying more than you would to buy a whole new game at that point.
Hmm.
For these gun skins. And I'm not saying don't spend money on a game you like. Like Valorant's free, like Jay was saying. I've spent money on it. I bought two battle passes. The battle passes were only like $14 each. They last a couple months, it seems. And they gave you a lot of content for just playing the game. Like I like that. $14 every couple months. That's great.
Here's a
The
here's a
To
here's
put it into
a
perspective, the Oni skin pack, I bought one gun out of there because I
yeah.
really did like it.
Here's a
The
here's a
one
question.
gun was $30.
How much is Valorant like take away the transaction part of it. How much of a dollar value would you be willing to pay for Valorant?
For that game, I would
Yes.
spend as much as I would spend for CS:GO brand new, which when CS:GO launched, it was like
50 bucks?
15 or $20.
Was CS:GO 20 bucks? No.
No
It
way.
was
It
at
was very
least
cheap when it
40,
was
dude.
launched.
Huh. My
No
memory is
way.
not good, if that was true. I thought
I
CS:GO
gotta
was
I
like
gotta look
30
that up. I
bucks.
don't think that's true.
Valve just announced the launch of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, August 21st, a collaborative defense grid developer's hidden path. Valve also mentioned that CS:GO will cost $15 on all platforms. It was a cheap fucking
Dang.
game.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
weird.
Counter-Strike Go was exceptionally cheap. And let's be real,
Fair enough.
because Counter-Strike existed for damn near 20 years before Counter-Strike Go
Yeah.
existed.
And let's
True.
not like pretend that CS:GO does not have microtransactions because it does.
It absolutely
It has a loot
does.
box system and a drop system. So
Mm.
either or works. You just like
Although those didn't exist at launch.
yes, this is also true. But
That was
I think
added
that was always
later.
I think based off
It was
that initial
planned,
pricing, it was always in the plan.
but that was
So
added later.
yeah. But that being said, like I don't know, man. Like I don't think there's a single FPS out there as a pure gaming experience that's worth over $100 Canadian.
There's
I don't
fucking
think
God
there's an
no.
FPS out there that's worth $65 Canadian. It's probably worth maybe $40 Canadian. You know?
I feel like 40 would be reasonable.
Yes.
I wouldn't spend 40 on it personally, but that would be reasonable.
Yeah. And when
And
I'm
let's be
saying like
Yeah.
real.
FPSs, I'm saying
For
like
what
these.
I've gotten in the game,
Yeah.
I've actually spent more than $40 personally.
I
I've
mean
spent
like
like 65.
these
But
typical like competitive FPSs as opposed to your Battlefields or CODs. Like they're not. It's not that they're not competitive, quote unquote, but no one thinks of them as like specifically esports all the time. It's more of the like uh kind of get buddies together to play like a squad game feel as opposed to like you know someone's gonna make $1 million by winning the COD championship kind of thing all the time. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. I can't agree with it. I've stopped playing Valorant for right now. I don't know if I'll get back into it because I mostly feel like I could just play CS:GO and not really miss a whole lot and have a little bit more variety in the world.
that's
I
fair.
feel like I have a really high tolerance for things that aren't super pretty or flashy, so I'd be really hard pressed to spend that kind of money on cosmetic things for sure.
Yeah, I can't blame you. Like it is just so goddamn expensive that like I have one friend who's bought in like 3 or 4 of these $100 skin packs, and I'm just like, dude, you
Oof.
you don't have the money for this,
Oof.
I
dude. What are you doing?
I just want to. I just would have liked to be in the office, in their like, marketing and sales kind of department. Be like, okay, we're releasing this game. We've worked on it for about 7, 8 years. We're gonna push it out now. Um, we're known as a big esports company, and we've been very successful. We're gonna. It's like, okay, but how are we gonna make money off of this? Like, we'll have transactions. It's like, okay, like 5, 10, $15. No, 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 no. That's stupid.
50.
That's baby
Yeah.
money.
Minimum 50. It's like,
It's like
no.
it's insane to me. It doesn't compute. Maybe I'm too old or like I just can't get into that idea of doing it
Why have microtransactions when
when they can
every
just
They
single
buy
have.
transaction
several
can be as much as selling a brand new fucking game?
yeah,
Yeah.
several times over. It's insane.
I mean,
And
even
the other
if I
thing is,
wanted
there's
to support the
no
developers,
distribution costs. It's all digital.
Hmm.
yeah, it's not like you're paying for a disc or anything.
They don't really lose any money other than continued development. Like it's not even losing money. That's just investing money into the product.
Like I said, at least it's not loot boxes. At least you know what you're buying and how much you're paying
True.
for it.
Hmm.
Except they abstract that because of points, but fuck that noise. Uh, but still, it's too goddamn much.
It is. I mean, at this point, it's really hard to argue, well, if you liked this game enough, if you played this many hours of it, wouldn't you want to throw the developers some money? And it's like, yeah, I'd love to support them if it wasn't $50. But
It's
like
like
you
why
said,
can't yeah
there's
why
a battle
can't
pass.
yeah
Just
Yeah.
well
just buy one of those.
what does the battle pass encompass again?
So the battle pass, it gives you a couple things to begin with, but then it gives you like levels of experience that you can do, and then
Hmm.
it'll give you like titles or like profile cards. It'll give you gun skins.
Right.
It will actually give you a lot of pretty good content. Like
Hmm.
I have nothing bad to say about the battle pass.
I'm
Nothing bad
I'm
at all.
I'm just gonna be like I mean that's honestly nothing new or special. It's a season pass.
Yeah,
Season pass content is usually fairly good depending on the game, but on average it's fairly worth it most of the time, or else people wouldn't buy it. What a surprise! I'm just gonna be pissed if obviously like microtransactions were the trend for the last like 5 to 7 years, I would say, and if this macro transaction trend is gonna be the next big thing, I'm just gonna stop buying games again.
Jesus
That's what's
Christ.
gonna happen because like screw them, they're
Like
gonna be like, I'm gonna
it's
develop a game for
literally as
free. You're gonna
expensive
join.
as horse armor.
Yeah, I can't. I don't recommend it for anybody who does, especially if you aren't responsible with your money in the first place. Because if you thought like $5 microtransactions racked up on you, $100 is gonna wreck you. $50 is gonna wreck you. But hey,
Yikes,
man,
that's terrifying.
yeah. And
Oh,
I
actually,
don't care
horse
about
armor
the
is cheaper
argument.
than I thought it was.
Hmm?
Horse armor is cheaper than I thought it was.
Oh.
I thought it was far more expensive than it actually was.
I still can't even go with the argument against it, where it's like you don't have to buy it. Like I get you don't have to buy it, but there is absolutely a mentality online about like, oh, look at that pleb who doesn't have anything
Oh
shiny
yeah,
or all that kind of
apparently
stuff.
like school children bully each other for having default avatars in Fortnite.
Yeah,
That makes me sad.
yeah,
Like,
That's so kids be fucking cray, dude. But
yeah.
it's cruel. Like, why would you make fun of someone for their financial standing? That's
have you
Well,
ridiculous.
met
that's happened
children?
forever,
I
so
Children are
have.
awful. Oh
I was
no.
bullied a lot as a child, thank you. I know what that's like, and it
Good
still blows my
lord.
mind how cruel it is.
Children never. Children are a mistake.
never
Oh,
be a
good. Let's
Ban
child.
break this
Just
children.
be
down
a
as
No more
teenager
another
or
as
children.
adult
another reason.
instead. Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
but there are things that I would spend $100 on. I would spend multiple hundreds of dollars on, and that's building a new
on.
computer.
Hooray!
How many
How's
hundreds
that
of dollars
adventure
have you spent
going?
so far?
I've only spent about 250 right now because I only bought the very first
Okay.
piece today.
What's
Because
the
What
first
was the
piece?
first piece?
the case,
Oh,
Yay! What kind of case did you get?
a case for a computer.
Well, yes,
nice.
obviously. What is it?
Actually, let me look that up. I always forget the exact specific name. Um,
Oh my god, not knowing the exact specific
I
names of every
know,
single
it's like
part
I'm not
off
a real
by heart.
nerd.
How
Here, I'll
dare.
post a link for us in our Discord. Ho ho ho. But
Ho ho ho, because we are still recording these over Discord.
Fractal
Yes.
yeah,
design. Define 7. Oh.
it's a nice little, very
Oh.
clean.
Oh, you got an ATX.
Yeah, I went up to an ATX.
Mid tower, isn't
Yeah,
this, or is this a full set,
It's a
full
mid tower.
tower?
Mid
Mid tower
tower.
it's a
case.
mid-tower case.
But that can support ATX motherboards.
Yep, it'll
Yay.
support
E.
the full. I I've priced out everything. I think I've mentioned this before. I've priced it out, but it fluctuates. Like I have a very baseline setup of everything that I'm gonna get, which
Mhm.
is like this is without the GPU and without the CPU and without a motherboard, which are admittedly very expensive components. But including two monitors and pretty much everything else, including like a power supply, RAM, storage, all those bits and pieces, it's already priced out at about $3,500, and it'll go
Jesus.
probably
Ooh.
as high as seven, depending on what I get.
Ooh.
Ah.
But this is going
Oh,
to
this
be
has.
the nicest system I will ever build, I think. Unless I like literally win the lottery one day or just have way too much money to do anything with. I don't plan on getting a nicer computer. Like everything else I buy is going to be mid-range from this. I've mentioned that before.
Oh.
That's a nice
That sounds
brushed
painful.
steel. That looks like a nice brushed steel front.
I don't think I could ever spend that much money at once.
Uh, it's got grills on top. I'm always worried about having grills on top because that's where dust always settles.
It has
Uh, but
dust
having
fibers.
exhaust fans on top is nice
Yep.
because that
Yeah,
way you
It's
but
the
can
this
most
one,
expel all
efficient
the hot air.
way of of removing hot
yeah, this one
air,
doesn't.
and I am looking forward to it a lot. It's a pretty good case overall, from everything that I
Is it
saw.
quite quiet?
Yes.
Nice.
Um, oh God, it's just
That's one thing. My PC right now is not quiet at all.
why is that?
Well, so I upgraded my parts last like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and
And it
so
started
my old
Frankenstein.
all-in-one isn't compatible with the AIM-4 socket, so I'm still waiting on a
Ooh.
bracket. It's
Oh
back ordered.
no.
So I'm using the stock cooler, which is doing the job.
Yeah, of course it'll do the job. It's just not going to be quiet.
It's just
Yeah.
every time
Yeah.
the CPU needs to ramp up,
Yeah.
it's
For
just
any
loud.
games, it's like you're working in a factory back in the Industrial Revolution.
Like it's
I
with
used
the
to.
headphones on, it's not a problem, not at all.
Mm.
No.
But without the headphones on, I am acutely aware
Yeah.
every single time that it ramps up.
Are you going
Unlike
slightly deaf every time?
hmm,
Are you going slightly deaf every time it spins up?
it's not that bad.
Oh, that's good.
But having that said, I really, really like the fan on the AMD stock cooler.
Yeah.
Once I get my old AIO back, I almost want to modify the heatsink so I can keep the fan and like put it somewhere else in the case.
Right.
Hmm.
I just want to pull the fan off the heatsink and stick it somewhere else, just so I can have more garbage fucking RGB shitting up my case. I love it.
Are you big into
Hmm.
RGB? Because I'm thinking about making
I
this a
used to
fairly
not be,
heavy RGB
but now
case.
I'm all about that RGB.
Really?
I might
Yes.
trick this one out with RGB because again, I might never do that again. Like I've just gotten to the point where it's like I'll do it once. I'll do it once and just like be sort of a chat about it and then be done. Just just let me have a really really nice computer once. You know what I mean? Just once.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I might as well just
Like
have the colors and
just
shit. Like
have just have a PC that vomits rainbows in every direction.
I was thinking about getting
Vomits.
this as a
Absolutely.
cooler, which is the what is it called? The Cooler Master Liquid
Master Liquid.
ML360p Silver Edition.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, it's gonna
So
match your
fancy.
case.
Yes.
Is it gonna match your motherboard too?
White motherboards are hard to come across. Like they have to have like all this white plating that usually
But this is silver. Silver
silver or
is
white.
easy to come across.
Yeah.
My
I'm
motherboard is
probably gonna
silver and
color
black.
match a lot of things, but I won't say that I'm gonna go all the way out because it is actually sort of a bitch to find good parts that are also color matching parts. Like,
Unless you like black.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's lots
really,
of black.
yeah, and honestly, black is not a bad thing to have in this case if it's not just pure silver, pure whitish kind of
Oh,
look.
true.
You know what I
There's
mean? Like,
nothing wrong
Mm.
with black.
yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to just have something a little bit different.
hmm But yes, I am so looking forward to building this thing. It's been like 2 years of me planning it. I'm fine. Like Nvidia is saying that they're announcing on September 1st and releasing on around September 17th for the 3000 series RTX cards.
Mhm.
Um, and the ones I'm looking for are probably gonna be about 2 grand at least to
Oof.
to
Are you
start.
looking at like a 70 or an 80?
Probably a 3080 Ti or a 3090 or whatever they call the next.
Or
I'm
3090 Ti Super Titan Edition.
No, the
Mm.
title. We don't know what the naming is gonna be like
Exactly. We don't know what the
right
naming
now.
is, but you're
I'm
It's
looking
all
for
over
like
the
the
place.
3080 sort
Yeah,
of tier, 3080
I'm
Ti
I'm
sort of
assuming
exactly.
tier.
they're gonna do the same thing they've done for the 2000 series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my old computer. My old computer is still pretty fucking decent.
I'll take it.
Sell it.
I'll
I.
take it.
All right. Well, we'll talk offline about it. Sending me an offer. I'll tell you what's in it. But it's
I'm
still
on the
pretty good.
complete opposite end though. Like I do not want to buy ever again all my stuff at once. Ever. That's a
Mm.
lot of money at one point. I want my computer to be the ship of Theseus.
The ship of Theseus.
You've mentioned
What a
this
Yeah,
name.
before, yeah.
because honestly, I just don't want to drop that much money at one point in time. But a lot of my parts are still good. Like my SSD, I kept that even when I upgraded because a PCI Express 4 SSD, even though nice and much faster, my SSD is still pretty damn fast. It's like 2.5 gigabyte per second writes, 3 gigabit per second reads.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't need to upgrade that yet.
Nope.
I
Nancy, I thought
can
you.
up down the line, but I don't need it yet. And
Uh,
my graphics card, Vega 64, is still a very
yeah.
powerful card.
You know,
It was the rest of my system
it's
holding me
only like a
back.
year and a half old
The
at this
Vega
point.
64,
Yeah.
it's like 2.5 years
Is it
old.
2.5 now? Okay, it's about the same
Yeah.
Yeah, this
as
whole
the
year
1080 Ti.
kind of disappeared.
Now, having that said, like, because of the way I'm doing things, I am legitimately getting pretty good deals on things. Like, I'm getting things to the middle to the end
Oh
of
yeah.
their market runs.
Yep.
So I'm reaping some benefits and getting some top tier hardware that's going to be nice for a while.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Like
there's nothing wrong with that. There's not like they're all good items.
the
Just
3900X that I bought, I don't think I'll
what
need to upgrade it. I would honestly say that I shouldn't need to upgrade it for like 5 years. I
Mhm.
probably will in 2.5 or 3 years anyway.
Mhm.
But I don't think I would actually need to in 5 years. And even 10 years down the line, it would probably still be considered a good CPU.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nancy? I thought you just bought a new laptop. Why
Yeah,
would
I
you
did.
would you seriously think about buying a like I mean my desktop is admittedly a very small computer actually because it's just a micro ATX, but it's
Because
like
I need a server.
Ah.
all right, that's fair. I
A
mean,
high-end server that can do video encoding and stuff.
yeah, I suppose my
Ah.
computer could do that. I
Exactly.
suppose it could do a lot of that actually.
I was almost considering replacing my home server with my old motherboard and everything, but no, let it rest.
Yeah,
Let it rest in pieces.
no. I do you like your new laptop?
I do. She's very shiny.
What did you
They
get? What did you end
started a
up
new
getting?
thing. Sorry?
What did you end up getting?
I ended up getting an MSI GS66 Stealth.
Tell me
MSI.
specs.
It has an RTX 2060.
Nice.
It's got an i7 from the 10,000 range.
Nice.
16 gig of RAM.
Nice.
Half terabyte of an NVMe SSD. It's
Nice.
in a 15-inch configuration, which is perfectly sized for me. The only thing I found that's kind of weird about it is the fact that the networking cable port is where my mouse is. That
Ooh.
Yes. Speaking of networking cables, I just spent today fixing up all of the networking in the whole house.
Oh, tell me about so you were saying is that the ports that are terminated wrong or what happened?
Okay.
Give me the
So,
details.
Tell
the
okay, wait,
only
wait,
reason
wait,
we
wait, wait.
noticed this,
Before we because Angela has background information, but listeners
yes,
don't. Give
listeners
that
do
part
not.
first.
I work in a
Okay.
data center, and so cables are kind of my deal.
It's his
I actually don't
thing,
run the cables, but I know the cables.
but he knows them well. It's a thing for him. Last month I kind of gave up on my internet provider and I went looking, shopping around, got a new internet provider, and I am now at gigabit up and down.
Hmm.
Damn, jealous.
And that is where this comes in because what we did was we ran speed tests to see if we were getting actually gigabit
Oh,
at
and you were getting
every port
100
in the
megabit per
house,
second?
and we
Hmm.
were getting 100. So,
Oh.
two things. There is one jack in the house that we have not gotten to work. So when we moved in, none of those cables were terminated in the utility room. So we had to put heads on those anyway, which is fine, not that hard.
Hmm.
Uh, but we couldn't figure out why one room it wouldn't work. Didn't matter which way we terminated the head, it wouldn't work. So we kind of just left it alone for a bit. But now that we're like sprucing up networking throughout the entire house anyway, now that we have gigabit, we borrowed a LAN cable tester. We go up there, we plug it in, and one cable isn't, or one wire out of 8 is not lighting up. And I've already re-terminated the end downstairs in the basement twice at this point. So we pull the wall plate out, and one of those wires was just sticking out, like it hadn't actually been seated properly,
Mm-hmm.
and it was terminated wrong. Like he didn't even use the same style as every other jack in the house.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Okay, that was one. The second one was that the other jack, and this is the one that services our TV and our media center. So this is the one that gets most heavily used. This one works, but it's only going at 100 and we don't know why. We have a switch in front of it. So we're doing the plug into the switch, it's showing 100, we plug into the wall, showing 100. Plug directly into the router. It's fine at gigabit. So clearly it's something in the wall, and that head has also been re-terminated twice. So we pull that one out, and the same guy has wired it up using the wrong protocol, and he screwed up the wires. So he didn't even do the wrong protocol right.
Oh no.
Right?
Why are they even
So
being paid?
yeah. But there have been other signs that the electrician who did this place was perhaps not in the right mind.
Honestly, a lot of electricians are just garbage when it comes to networking. Uh, because it's just a very different sort of
Skill set?
common sense to
Mm.
it. The skill set isn't really that big of a deal. It's just you have to know the information about it. Like you don't want to run Ethernet beside power lines because of the crosstalk.
Mhm.
You have to know the difference between like what's called a straight through cable and what's called a crossover cable.
Braided.
You
Mhm.
have to know what the difference is between like Cat 5, Cat 5e, Cat
Mhm.
6.
Mhm.
Uh,
Stranded versus braided cables.
yes, and it
Those are
it
important.
can get complicated, but it really doesn't have to be. Like there's there's so much that you can do right
Yes.
that just doesn't. Yeah, it's just uh, it's kind of
Yeah.
frustrating because it's very easy to do it right.
I know.
It's just you
And
have to
so
spend half an hour actually reading how to do it right.
it's not even half an hour. It's like a
Well, it's half
2 minute
an hour
look up how to.
once.
Maybe. Anyway, so I am now officially better than our electrician was.
Yeah.
Because I fixed 2 wall jacks, terminated all of the cables, and everything is fine now.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have looked into it if we hadn't gotten new internet.
Yeah, you probably never
So
would
I
have noticed.
blame the new internet for making you
And like
do physical work.
the craziest
Go
thing
now.
is when it comes to Ethernet, for 100 megabit per second Ethernet, the old stuff,
Hmm.
4 of the wires just do nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And
What a
that's why you are
waste.
still getting 100 megabit per second
Exactly.
with what you thought was like Cat 5e or like gigabit ports. Uh,
Hmm.
I've I've actually had customers in the data center run into that issue from them using older, junkier cables.
Yes. But yeah, my fingers hurt now from dealing with all these tiny wires, but it was worth
Yeah,
it. Like everything's wired up now. I'm so proud.
nice.
But
I'm
I'm
glad.
still simmering at like a mild rage of like 4 level.
What are you gonna do with all that speed and new hardware? Now that you have a new laptop, new amazing fast internet.
We're trying to figure out what game we really want to put our laptops through just just to like really max everything out and see what happens.
Crisis.
Crisis. Is that still a meme?
Can it run Crisis? Of course it is.
Yeah.
The answer, unfortunately, is yes most of the time, but the reality is that Crisis was just so poorly optimized that even on newer stuff, it doesn't run
Honestly, I
particularly
would
great.
say you should try build. You should try Minecraft.
Yeah. But
Actually, if
but
you have a
but
2060 in there,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
run Minecraft with ray tracing on.
Yep.
That will
yeah.
make your laptop choke.
It
I mean ray
absolutely will.
tracing, hooray.
Like it'll first of all it'll look amazing, and second of all it will actually put most systems to the test.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
It's
Interesting. You know,
it's
I never
way up
actually
there.
bought a Minecraft uh
Account.
account slash yeah. I never did.
I feel like Minecraft is the only game that only goes up in price.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
know,
it came with I thought it came with Windows 10.
No,
does it?
Does it not? I thought
no,
there was
it does
No.
not.
there's a specific edition for Windows, is there not?
I
Maybe
mean,
there's
there are
like the
different
Microsoft
builds.
Store version. There's like the Bedrock version in the Microsoft Store, but even that I don't believe is free. I
Uh,
would check, but I don't want to log into a Microsoft account. Fuck that noise.
I actually don't know.
eh,
I'm gonna look just 'cause I'm curious now. Uh,
I feel like I would
Minecraft.
enjoy the creation aspect of Minecraft, just like making things, but not so much the survival stuff.
Well, there's also like Minecraft Dungeons, which is sort of like Diablo but with Minecraft characters.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and
I think that's what it's called.
I think there was also a Minecraft story. Correct me if
Minecraft
I'm wrong.
Story Mode by was it Telltale Games? The
Yeah.
same people who
Yeah,
made the
the Lego
what
games.
was it called? No, the Walking Dead and all
Oh,
those other like I don't want to say visual novels, but like story
story.
playing games.
Yeah.
Uh, the who was it? Super Best Friends, Pat and Wooly did a playthrough of that where they just literally never answered any of the questions, just let them all time out, and the game just like walked them through it and gave them like a good end or something.
That's
The
funny.
the choices
Wow.
were completely meaningless. Minecraft
Oh.
Story Mode or whatever it was called was just garbage.
Oh, jeez. I
Never
didn't know
mind.
that.
Minecraft is like $60.
Holy crap! I thought it was only 30.
Yeah, that game only ever goes up
There's
in price.
so there's Minecraft. Yeah, I bought Minecraft when it was $15 when it was still under Mojang and Notch.
Yeah,
There's something called the
Black Widow's an
Minecraft for
alpha.
Windows 10 Starter Collection, and that's $40. But if you get
Ooh.
the Minecraft for Windows 10 Master Collection, I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to find out the difference really. It's $60,
Oh
My
boy.
God.
which is insane.
Ugh. I'm not sure I have
If you need to,
$60
I'll
worth
just
of
let you log
enjoyment
into
in
my account.
Minecraft. Okay. You know what? Maybe I'll borrow it and I will
Although at the
try it
same
out.
time, I think it's the Windows 10, the Windows Store version that you have to have to use RTX. I don't think that it works in the Java version. You might have to double
Really?
check that.
Oh, okay. Because the
And
Java
if that's
version's
the
what most of my
case,
friends play.
because it's the only one worth playing.
Okay, well that makes sense.
The,
You might be right. I'm not actually sure.
uh,
Insert
I
Minecraft
remember
for
something
Windows.
about that, like that being a bit of a gotcha for RTX in Minecraft.
Did I hear a long time ago they were thinking that they could turn Minecraft into something of a sport? But I don't
Oh
remember any
no,
I've never
details.
heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
Yep, sorry. Can't back you up
Who
on
was
that one. You're
telling
gonna
me
have to do your
about
own
this?
research if you're gonna bring that up.
Yeah, okay. I will. Someone did mention it to me a long time ago.
How
Minecraft
much
as a
is regular
competitive sport
Minecraft?
sounds ridiculous.
Computer
I think Java
console
Minecraft is only $30.
Yeah, I think that's the one that we were looking at maybe poking at.
Java edition.
But
Even without the RTX though, like it will still push some systems. It won't. It probably won't push Nancy's system, but if you
No.
go on full max, like full distance and
If
everything
you
like that,
if you start installing like shaders and such, you can
it'll
get ray
yeah.
tracing shaders for regular hardware,
Well,
and it will bring your
great.
FPS even on my computer
yeah.
down to like 5.
Oof.
In fairness,
That's
From
so
like
ow.
300 frames per second down to like
yeah,
5.
the
Oof.
Java edition is $35. So it's not that far off from the Microsoft Windows
Minecraft is
edition.
the only game that gets more expensive
More
as it
expensive.
ages.
But they also
That's
don't
so
make they
strange.
don't do microtransactions.
True. You can
See,
also run
bringing
your
it
own
They
back.
do
server.
on the Windows Store version.
I think it's arguable that honestly,
The
micro
more
like
expensive version does in fact have
Minecraft
microtransactions.
Minecraft is like a $40 game. I don't think that's really like you people sink
Oh, 35
so
bucks is
many
fair for
hours into it.
Minecraft. I'm not going to argue about that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not a bad price for that game at all.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
It's infinite replayability, pretty much.
As
So,
long as you're in that mood for that type of game, yeah.
hmm. But
I don't know how creative I am to really fully enjoy that kind of game.
there's
If you can
bees.
go into MS Paint and have fun for like 5 hours, then you'll very much enjoy Minecraft.
That's like the
MS
worst selling
Paint.
point. Never work in marketing, I swear to God. Uh, Actually, because I know Angelo still plays a little bit every now and then. Have you tried the Nether update yet?
No.
It's
I'm told
pretty
it's
Every
interesting.
amazing.
time I've played it, I almost never go to the Nether. I've been to the end like twice.
It gives you
Uh,
a reason to go to the Nether now, I will say.
really.
Yeah. Like the Nether actually has places worth exploring and it's not just red and lava.
Like
So,
honestly, I only every now and then I turn on my Minecraft server just to play with friends. That's it.
right?
Yeah, I
All I
feel like
want to
that's
go is
something I
like
would do
I
to
just want
pass
to get
time
a
with
sword and
friends.
just like run around and just derp around with friends. Do whatever they want to do.
Mhm.
Put me in creator mode. I'll
Yeah, I
build all
mean,
sorts of weird
if Nancy
shit.
ever gets it, maybe she can screw around with us when we're on your server, Angelo, and as I exponentially
I haven't
increase
even
the
turned on
save
the
file
Minecraft
size.
server in a long time.
I know.
It's been shut down since I think January.
Yeah, you're gonna need to do some major updates on that.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can you even update that to the Nether version?
Yes.
probably.
Hmm.
Now that like updates don't cost anything. It's just the base game that costs something.
It literally costs nothing to run a server.
Yeah. That
And if you
that as
want, you
well.
can even enable pirated copies to join the server. Like
Oh.
that.
Really?
That's just a yeah. That is
Oh.
a default option in the server settings.
That's
Okay.
so weird that they'd be like, yeah, I guess just let it happen,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Sure. Like I have nothing really for or against it other than I just hope that whoever's hosting it knows what they're doing in terms of letting that traffic in, but
Well,
so
Yeah.
before Dio actually had a copy of Minecraft, that's how we would do it. I would just be like,
gasp.
here's the files for pirate Minecraft. I've turned on allow pirated users. Have
Weird.
fun.
That's really weird. All right. thank you for listening. We will hopefully see you at the September 5.
49 of you.
Yep,
Go
49 of
build your
you.
Gundam. We have the finest of cardboardium alloy.
Exactly. I think that's pretty much it. We'll see you next week. Take care, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.